Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat tengah hari para pelajar. Alhamdulillah pada petang ini kita sama-sama dapat berkumpul dan kita sangat bertuah dapat kita akan mengikuti program webinar Jom Skor A+ Biology SPM. Hari ini kita fokus kepada paper 3 oleh guru biologi yang tidak asing lagi di Malaysia ni. Saya seorang champion. Kalau kita lihat dekat Cikgu Rama ni, dia ada YouTube yang tersendiri. Nanti kami akan sharekan link YouTube Cikgu Rama dan para pelajar boleh mengikutinya dan mengulang kaji dari semasa ke semasa. Di belakang saya juga ada rakan-rakan guru-guru daripada beberapa MRSM yang akan membantu jika para pelajar ada kemusykilan boleh typekan di ruangan conversation. Jadi Cikgu Rama Letchumy ni mengajar di Sekolah Menengah Sains Alam Shah. Jadi saya percaya Cikgu Rama terlibat dalam program buat soalan dan sebagainya. So bolehlah kita bertanya soalan apa-apa kemusykilan pada pelajar lah. Okey. Dan selain daripada itu mungkin Cikgu Rama akan introduce diri dia dalam sesi webinar nanti. Okey, Cikgu Rama, tanpa melengahkan masa saya serahkan kepada Cikgu Rama. Dipersilakan.
Alright. Okay. Can see me? Boleh nampak tak? Boleh because
nampak.
Nampak Alright. Okay. So welcome again. Kan last week pun. Last week we had paper 2. This week is paper 3 lah. Alright. Tetapi I know lah kan paper 3 ni kan dia macam 15 markah je kan. Lepas tu suspend dia pun banyak. Mystery of the century lagi kan. So ramai yang kan nak cakap macam mana feelings dia mix lah with the paper 3 ni. Tapi dia penting jugalah, masih penting lagi, elemen yang sangat penting. Kalau kita duduk paper 1, kita duduk paper 2, tapi kalau tak duduk paper 3, so masih tidak pas lah, means tidak lengkap juga. So walaupun 15 markah, walaupun tension sebanyak mana pun, kita mesti mengharungi dia jugalah. Alright, okay. So today, kejap I share screen dulu Alright, okay. Can see my slide ni? Alright, okay.
Can.
So I hope, yes. Alright, okay. Just validate me lah apabila saya tanya soalan because apabila saya dekat slide show ni, so I can't be seeing the meeting. Alright, okay. So kita masuk kepada biology paper 3. Alright, so that's me lah So I'm better known as the teacher in SAREE lah. So macam Encik Fauzi kata tadi, memang saya ada YouTube channel tapi untuk beberapa bulan ini actually I'm not that active lah kan, because saya rasa macam ramai yang macam no view, not to say no view but very less. Why is because semua sekarang sedang berpusu-pusu. Kalau I don't lah, marah mungkin dah habis syllabus kot, but kebanyakan sekolah harian which are my biggest client ini, mereka sedang berpusu-pusu menghabiskan syllabus. Alright, tetapi memang teacher janjilah selepas you punya trial ini dalam bulan 11 ini memang teacher akan bagi banyak teknik menjawab. Alright, so if can tolonglah ikuti Okay, so teacher punya style ialah teacher akan ajar teknik menjawab dengan kita ambil analisa soalan dan tengok soalan yang how to say kemungkinan tinggi keluar lah tapi soalan-soalan teacher ni jangan bimbang, you takkan dapat dari mana-mana buku. So teacher sendiri punya. Alright. Okay, so tanpa melengahkan masa kita pergi pada biology paper 3 lah Alright, okay. So paper 3, the format, I'm sorry I can't get this in English because this is actually the JSU kebangsaan. Okay, when KPM gives us the JSU atau format ni semua dia bagi dalam bahasa Melayu lah. So maybe this part I have to speak in Malay a bit more lah Okay, so ini adalah paper 3. So it's a very different element compared to KBSM. Alright, sangat-sangat elemen yang sangat-sangat berbeza. Alright, so dia ni ujian amali. Before this kita ada satu paper amali yang 50 markah where dia ada soalan saja, whereas calon tidak perlu duduk dan buat eksperimen itu. Alright, so that is the difference lah. Plus yang soalan yang paper 3 tu dulu the Kssm tu nak bandingkan lah kan, itu adalah 50 markah. But less tension, kan? Because soalan paper 3 ni lebih kurang sama saja. Dia ni amat, we call it as a very technical paper. Technical paper. So kalau technical paper ni there's not much theory. Apabila calon sudah menguasai how to say dia punya teknik ini, usually dia boleh, tak ada masalah. Alright. Okay, so bilangan soalan adalah 3. So item adalah item subjektif atau struktur. Tak ada objektif paper 3 tak ada objektif. Okey, bilangan soalan adalah 3 yang dijawab mengikuti subjek yang didaftar. Kalau kebanyakan pure science students, daftar untuk 3 subjek lah, bio, kimia dan fizik. Alright, so jika anda hanya mendaftar pada 2 subjek, bermaksud anda akan jawab 2 item sajalah. Bio dengan, contohnya anda ambil bio tak ambil tapi fizik dengan kimia ambil, so jawab fizik dengan kimia ajalah. Sudah tengok bio jangan pengsan pula sana Okay, so 15 marks for each item. So cara memberi respon ialah ditulis pada ruang kertas peperiksaan. Ini adalah yang paling penting. Okay, so feedback yang saya dapat daripada pemeriksa paper 3 and so on ialah kebanyakan pelajar rugi masa untuk membuat exam, membuat eksperimen itu, dan at the end of the day tak ada masa nak tulis pada kertas peperiksaan. Alright, so anda kena ingat at the end of the day yang akan di-evaluate. Tak ada orang datang duduk tengok you ada buat ada guna tabung uji tak, ada guna rak tabung uji tak, ada guna iodine tak, ada guna ini tak. Tak ada siapa mari tengok tu. Yang anda akan will be evaluated is based on what you write on that paper. Alright, so no matter what, make sure paper itu, kertas peperiksaan itu dilengkapkan. Alright, inilah, actually that's the thing. Today I'm going to give you a lot of tricks. Alright, I'm going to give you a lot of tricks daripada saya punya rakan-rakan panel ni semua, macam mana nak tackle question ini semua, and juga macam mana cara terbaik. Alright, jika ada masalah di paper ini on the day lah. Okay, so tempoh ujian adalah 40 minit untuk setiap soalan lah. Alright, chemistry 45 minutes, bio 45 minutes, physics 45 minutes. Alright, so anda juga ada sesi merancang. Sesi merancang ini whereas you go and check you punya bahan-bahan, radas-radas semua, lepas tu anda akan merancang lah untuk 5 minit. Alright, so here our greatest enemy is time. Okay, 45 minutes, the greatest enemy is time. Alright, so mungkin most of you, ramai daripada anda tahu apakah eksperimen yang keluar last year. Last year dia keluar ujian makanan, the vitamin C. Alright, so apabila dapat ujian makanan vitamin C itu, untuk menghasilkan jus itu pun calon sudah guna banyak masa. Because banyak kekangan, banyak halangan. Alright, so that's the thing lah. So kena rancang betul-betul. Alright, so kalau kita tanya cikgu bio kata jawab bio dulu. Kalau tanya cikgu kimia, cikgu kami kimia kata jawab kimia dulu. Kalau tanya cikgu fizik, jawab fizik dulu. Yalah, semua pun untuk mereka subjek mereka penting lah kan. Tapi sebagai cikgu biologi yang di Malaysia, saya akan kata jawab biologi dulu. Tak ada beza pun kan. No such thing. Actually that's the thing. One of the tricks yang diberi oleh saya punya, dia kata apa? Buat yang mana where you have to wait, macam bio ni semua, mungkin anda perlu ada masa. Apabila contohnya just say lah dia keluar yang sawi, this year tu keluar yang sawi tu kan. So perlukan masa rendaman, betul? You kena campak dia. Janganlah campak dia lepas tu tunggu tengok dia kan, dia bengkok sana ke, bengkok sini ke. Kan? So at the time tu, itu yang kita kata sebagai merancang. Ada eksperimen you buat, you terus dapat, macam contohnya fizik atau chemistry where you get the color, that's it, it's done. So you kena tengok macam tu. Yang rendam tu you buat dulu. Yang mana, di mana whichever one that mengambil masa untuk mendapatkan response. Alright, like for example bio, contoh, I bagi you contoh lah, I'm not sure. Alright, macam dia bagi kangkung kan, batang kangkung, batang sawi ke apa ke, dia kata okay, campak dalam 3 larutan yang berbeza. Lepas tu tunggu 20 minit. Kan? Takkanlah dah masa 20 minit tu kau tak buat apa. Kan? So this is where the calon tu dia kena smart sikit, play smart sikit. So what you can do is masa tu you buat dulu bio yang memerlukan masa ni, then after that you jump to physics. Tapi that's the thing lah, you must have the ability to switch dari mana ke mana. You must have the ability, or not you will waste time. Alright, so I hope my talk today don't scare you lah. Alright, because memang ramai pelajar, ramai cikgu pun takut benda ni. Why is because dia ada last year yang keluar tu jadi kan takut benda ni. Alright, so it's quite a very high adrenaline pumping session lah for me. I call it paper 3 ni kan, adrenaline pumping rushing session. Alright, sangat-sangat suspend. Alright, okay, so ini konstruk semua memanglah maybe a teacher will understand, but as your students, I don't think so you understand. So you dibenarkan membawa alatan tambahan iaitu calculator scientific. Alright, so standard kandungan, whatever the cakupan konstruk adalah standard kandungan dan standard pembelajaran dalam DSKP Kssm. Okay, one thing that you have to be very note this tolong note this, dia tak kata tingkatan 4 dan tingkatan 5. Perasan tak? Alright, memang dia ni mesti ada dalam DSKP, tetapi not necessarily tingkatan 4 dan tingkatan 5. Alright, so tingkatan 1, tingkatan 2, tingkatan 3, kalau dia ada elemen biologi ni, mungkin dia boleh keluarkan. Tak ada masalah, LP boleh keluarkan. Why? Because that's why, like I say last week, saya bagi tahu kita punya Kssm ni, DSKP kita ni, they call it as a spiral learning. Your tingkatan 1, tingkatan 2 dan tingkatan 3 adalah asas. The basics. Alright. So when you go to tingkatan 4 dan tingkatan 5, this is the pure science. You're coming to pure science. So using the knowledge daripada bawah tu yang kita bawa ke atas. So mungkin dia boleh keluarkan dari eksperimen daripada tingkatan 1, tingkatan 2, tingkatan 3. So there's always a possibility. Alright. So always remember, keep your options open. Alright. So kalau dia ada keluar soalan yang nampak macam tingkatan 2 ke tingkatan 3 ke, kan? So keep your options open. You kena refresh balik. Yeah, it is a possibility because according to some of my friends ini dia kata jenis soalan yang boleh dipilih untuk kertas 3 ini adalah amat limited. Okay, it's very limited type of questions yang dia boleh pilih because dia ada banyak benda yang macam like you have to get a result by 20 minit kan, because kadang-kadang ada eksperimen dalam bio ni you mengambil masa yang sangat-sangat lama untuk mendapat result. You take a very long time to get the result. So that type of experiment is not necessarily not necessarily it's not sesuai. Alright. So they will definitely take a experiment where you can obtain the result by 20 minutes. So you can see lah, you can budget lah. Any question yang you boleh dapat the result dalam 20 minit. Alright, result dalam 20 minit. Itulah soalan yang berkemungkinan besar keluar. Okay, satu lagi yang selalu pelajar tanya lah. Okay, not here lah, but then yang selalu tanya, teacher, dia akan hanya keluar daripada eksperimen wajib kan? Ya ke? Not necessary. Alright, not necessary. As long as it is in the DSKP, dia boleh keluar. As long as it's in the textbook, dia boleh keluar. Alright. Tengok kesesuaian. So don't limit yourself lah. That's my advice. Jangan limit yourself, 22 eksperimen je yang keluar, lain semua tak keluar. Kan? So when you limit yourself, that is when you get frustrated when it doesn't happen that way. Alright? So markah dia untuk setiap tu adalah 15. So dia dalam lingkungan sebeginilah. Okay, 7, 4, 3. Is it 15? No. Maybe 8, 4, 3. Atau 7, 5, 3, around there lah. No matter what, the total dia mestilah 15. Okay, total dia mesti 15. Alright, so that is the idea. So if at all any questions or what, just interrupt me, no worries. You can interrupt me anytime. Alright, okay. Ini ialah JSU Kebangsaan. Okay, dia ni cadangan lah. Tapi apabila yang ini diberi pada kita, to the school level ini, so last year kita pun ajar budak according to this lah. Tapi apa yang keluar ialah is totally different. Kan? So last year if you know, dia ada 3 soalan saja. Alright, whereas di set C kita dapat set C ya. Alright. By right, the mengeksperimen ini kan, mengeksperimen is mana-mana satu saja yang menggunakan procedure. Tapi that's what I heard. All the set A, set B, biochemistry, physics, tiga-tiga pun ada mengeksperimen. Kan, where you have to write the procedure. Alright. So because of this unpredictability. Alright, because of this, due to unpredictability, I suggest do not stick, even the teachers. Alright, I suggest do not strictly to this. Tolong jangan. Because at the end of the day, kalau we train our students to be like this, and kalau dia tak keluar, then the students will panic on the day. Hari itu calon, dia punya mentality, dia punya psychology is the most important thing. Imagine you go inside there, you are so panicked and your hands are shaky, you feel like hampir nak pitam, you tak tahu macam mana buat. We don't want that type of situation. So prepare them for every situation. That will be my advice. Alright, so apabila kita ajar semua elemen, yes, kita nak ajar dia orang semua elemen, tapi do not limit themselves. Oh, kalau bio yang ini keluar, yang lain semua dia tak keluar yang ini. I don't reckon, please don't do that. Because daripada last year punya experience, the JSU Kebangsaan was not strictly followed. Alright, so ajarlah semua elemen tu, mana-mana dapat nasib lah, macam itulah. Alright, so tapi ajarlah semua elemen. Okay, alright, so inilah memerhati. Memerhati means usually like writing and all that lah kan. Mengelas, itu adalah 1 dengan 2. No matter what, mungkin dia 1 markah, 2 markah, tapi total lah must be 15. Alright, membuat inference, meramal, berkomunikasi, kan, menggunakan like berkomunikasi. Right, kalau dia set C sampai 4 saja, tapi last year graph saja dapat 5 markah. Isn't it? So that is the thing lah kan. So try not to train and the students pun try not to limit yourself. Ini yang akan keluar. Kalau dia keluar macam tu, macam satu lagi tak akan keluar. Please don't limit yourself with the thinking macam tu lah. Okay? Kenapa? Because kalau dia lain yang keluar daripada tu, nanti pelajar panik. Kalau murid panik on the day, tak boleh buat apa, dan habis lah. Alright? So keep yourself options open. So when you keep your options open, when you're open to the reality tu, then you will, you are, how to say, tak rasa tergugat lah. So on the day, no matter what, whatever, just bring it on. You will be able to do. Alright, so that is my advice lah. Alright, okay, so satu lagi ialah cikgu-cikgu, setakat ini, from the sumber yang saya dapat ialah, macam mana teknik dia tu. Alright. Of course lah yang saya akan bagi juga, tetapi kalau cikgu-cikgu yang sudah lama mengajar and so on kan, macam mana teknik, macam mana untuk membuat contohnya berkomunikasi, membuat graf, macam mana nak mendefinisikan secara operasi. Semua ini gunalah teknik KBSM dulu. Tak ada bezanya, sama je. Okay, just like paper 2 saya bagi tahu. Dia ini teknik menjawab ni masih sama, tak ada apa-apa perubahan. So dia punya teknik menjawab untuk paper 3 pun masih sama juga. Tak ada perubahan. Alright, there's no changes there. Alright, so I hope teachers don't worry, do your best there lah, yeah. Alright, okay, so inilah 12 kemahiran yang akan diukur lah, mengelas, mengukur, membuat inference, meramal, berkomunikasi, menggunakan perhubungan ruang dan masa, tafsir data, mendefinisi secara operasi, mengawal pemboleh ubah, membuat hipotesis, mengeksperimen. Alright, okay. So ini memeriksa radas, ini yang kita kata merancang radas. Alright, so please, ramai yang tanya, teacher kalau saya ambil larut inilah yang keluar last year lah kan. Kalau apa dia punya botol ascorbic, specimen, botol, ada tak? Mana dia punya, tu tak ada, fruits tak ada. Contohnya lah kan, fruits dia bagi. Alright, mungkin you buat tu tengok-tengok fruits you sudah terbang keluar daripada tu ke apa. Tolong you boleh minta balik, jangan bimbang. Ada yang kata, oh kalau saya minta nanti nama saya dicatat, nanti saya fail exam. No such thing. Alright, alatan dan radas tu pastikan dia berfungsi dengan bagus. Okay, but then the bahan itu you boleh minta. No problem. You boleh minta extra, tak ada masalah. Okay, you can ask for extra. So jangan takut, ayo habislah saya punya buah ni sudah jatuh lah kan, atau you tengah buat jus ini, kusyuk buat jus, tengok-tengok jus tu tertumpah. Kan? So kena buat balik. Right? So macam itulah. Alright, jangan bimbang, tanya balik. Tak ada masalah. Alright, kalau benda tu tertumpah ke apa, because we are dealing with life stuffs. Right? Tapi pastikanlah semua bahan ini ada dan you tanda tangan. Okay, jangan esok lusa, oh saya tak dapat jawab kerana ini bahan ni tak ada. Itu sebabnya lah, they want to take this as the, macam you punya tanda tangan lah, benda semua lengkap. Yeah? Tapi don't worry, if you need anything extra, okay, especially bahan basah lah kan, sayur ke, tube whisking kamu tu sudah terkoyak ke, contoh lah kan, dia bagi eksperimen whisking keluar. Tube whisking kamu tu terkoyak ke, ada kan budak perempuan kan kuku panjang, dia buat macam ni terkoyak lah pula kan. Jangan bimbang, boleh minta balik, tak ada masalah. Okay, jangan bimbang, ada yang cakap oh nama you akan diambil, nanti dia akan potong markah, no such thing lah. Don't believe all that bullshit. Alright, okay, then okay, so how to answer problem statement? Like I say, ini ialah kita ada ni lah kan, so dia ni adalah kemahiran lah. Sudah selalunya soalan tu dia tanya how to answer the soalan problem statement. Okay. So problem statement ini, please remember problem statement is a question. That's why they ask for problem statement. Problem statement, pernyataan masalah. In Malay kita panggil dia pernyataan masalah. Alright, apa masalah kamu? Contohnya lah, itulah dia. Apa masalah kamu? Kan? So apa masalah kamu tu kau tanya orang lah. So it must be written in a question form. Alright, and they say that if you do not write in the question form, they can deduct mark for that. Alright, contohnya, what is the which has the highest okay, vitamin C. Right, which has the highest vitamin C? Don't know lah, all the fruits lah kan. And you forget the tanda soal. So they may deduct marks for that. So these are the things lah that you have to be very, very careful. Alright, okay. So you can start the sentence with this. What is, okay, how much or how, but please don't start with this, how to determine. Ini pun selalu pelajar tulis. How to determine. Ini jangan. Alright, because how to determine tu bermaksud you are tanya macam mana nak buat. Macam mana nak buat itu procedure lah. Kan? Itu bukan masalah. Alright, so which one, what has, which, what. So benda macam ni boleh guna. But it must be in a question form. And make sure you punya problem statement tu, they have both the MV and also the RV. Manipulated variable together with the responding variable. Okay, so yang ini, you no need to worry because sometimes benda ni dia ada dalam dia punya stimulus itu pun sudah ada. So you rujuk saja stimulus. Maybe hari tu saya dah bagi tahu apa tu stimulus. Okay, stimulus is the like questions lah, dia bukan nak kata question tapi the thing that they want you to focus on. Kan? So you kena underline. Apa you dapat je you terus underline apakah benda-benda tu. Which one is MV, which one is RV. Alright. So you determine which one is MV, which one is RV. Itu yang paling penting because MV and RV ini dia macam tulang belakang tau of this experiment. Your MV and RV is like a tulang belakang of the experiment. Kalau your MV and RV itu salah, the whole experiment cacat. Alright, so that's why I'm telling you, MV and RV is the most important thing. So daripada stimulus tu baca sedikit, spend some time reading the question. Spend some time reading the question. Okay, jangan gopo gapa. Alright, tengok soalan tu, underline which one is MV, which one is RV. Then you start doing the experiment. Before you start answering itu, check again, betul tak MV dengan RV tu. Alright, and don't forget question mark ini. Penting. Check balik. Alright, okay, score mark ini mungkin 3 markah, mungkin 1-2 markah depending. Okay, ini teacher bagi sebagai anggaran saja. So jangan kata, oh hari itu teacher kata score marks tu 3 markah, 3 marks. Not necessary, my darlings. Alright, so it can be somewhere around 1 to 3. 1 boleh, 2 boleh, 3 pun boleh. Depending. Alright, depending. Not necessarily must be 3. Alright, so how we mark is, dia akan tengoklah MV ada tak? RV ada tak? Alright, and what is the relationship? Alright, between the two. Alright, for example, what is the vitamin C content? In lime juice. Kan? So vitamin C ini adalah you punya RV lah. Alright, content in the lime juice ini adalah MV lah. Kan? What is the content all this ini will be, that means the relationship. Alright, so it will be 1 mark. So depends, mungkin dalam soalan macam ni pula dia tak ada relationship. Right, which one is higher, lower tak ada. So mungkin this question ini you boleh bagi 2 markah. Depends. Alright, so but maximum 3 marks, not more than that. Alright, and problem statement, remember, question is very, very important. Question mark is very important. Second is MV dan RV. Alright, itu penting ya. Alright, okay. So hypothesis. Ini pun hypothesis. Right, ini pun mesti ada MV dan RV. Nampak tak how important is MV and RV? Again and again, kita akan jumpa balik MV. Again and again, we will see MV. Again and again, we'll see RV. Alright, so you must make sure. Spend some time reading the question. At least 2 minit tu baca betul-betul, underline. Masalahnya selalunya pelajar ni kan dia gopo ke apa, dia tengok gambar tu terus nak jawab. Itu yang tak boleh tu. Kan, itu yang tak boleh. So you have to make sure MV dengan RV tu you pastikan itu betul ke itu MV, betul ke itu RV. Kan? Because like I said, MV and RV is your tulang belakang. Right? Okay. So like for example, okay. So MV dia adalah 1 markah. Usually, alright, RV dia adalah 1 markah and the relationship another mark. Actually, your hypothesis ini sebiji macam problem statement tapi dia bukan dalam bentuk soalan. Alright? Okay. That's it. Alright? So okay, contoh the vitamin C punya kan. So you can say okay, MVRV kan. What is the content of vitamin C? Content tak main lah, percentage. Percentage of vitamin C in fruits is fruit, apa fruit ni? Apalah aku tulis ni. Alright, in lime juice lah. Lime juice, okay, is the highest. Alright, ini pun macam ni pun boleh. Percentage of vitamin C ialah you punya RV. Alright, lime juice ialah you punya MV. Highest ini ialah you punya relationship. Alright, okay. I think maybe most of you already finished that chapter kan, chapter 6 tu, 9 tu kan. Tu kan you boleh buat. Okay, ada kala you boleh can answer by comparing RV of 2 MV by stating only one of the possible. Alright, so bermaksud you can say lime juice has higher vitamin C compared to lime juice has higher vitamin C compared to watermelon. Contohlah kan. Okay, ini pun boleh. Alright, still lime juice ni semua adalah RV. Alright, these are all RV. Okay, RV. Okay, vitamin C RV pula MV lah. MV. Ini pun adalah MV. Alright, vitamin C adalah RV. Alright, higher compared to is your relationship. Alright, okay. So, macam inilah nak jawab hypothesis. Okay, I give you one scenario. There are students who go and write the higher the volume of DCPIP, right? DCPIP is volume of fruit juice. Used to decolorize. Okay, DCPIP. All right, the higher the vitamin C. Ini very common kita dapat. Ini berapa markah boleh dapat ni? Do you think it actually satisfied all the criteria? Tapi ini memang I tell you ramai sangat pelajar buat. So many students will do this. Right? Why? Because dia tak faham what is MV, they don't understand what is RV. Alright? MV is the manipulated variable where you use different scenario in order for you to get the responding variable. Kan? Tapi kat sini, okay, why I say this one is wrong? Why this is wrong? Okay, why this is wrong? Kena ada sebab lah kan? Right? Why this is wrong? Because there's no MV here. Higher amount of volume that used to decolorize your DCPIP is your RV. Higher amount of vitamin C is also your RV. Both also RV. So dia tak ada MV langsung. And because dia tak ada MV langsung, so dia tak ada ni lah. MV tu tak ada lah. So syarat untuk for hypothesis has been alright, so that is why. Right? Kejap. Nak tengok, are we in the right track or not? Kan? Alright? Okay. So that is the idea lah. Right? That is the idea. So be careful of all this. That's why I say, no matter what, when you get the paper 3 ni, tolong 100% baca berkali-kali. Tentukan which one is MV and which one is RV. And never step out of the boundary tu. Kalau you tahu MV mesti ada ini, hypothesis must have this, RV must have, MV ada must have, then you have to make sure you punya ayat tu ada benda tu. Alright, you must make sure ayat tu, your one must have that. Right, so this one is a common issue they do because I'm using the example of last year. Because last year they used the DCPIP. Alright, and I bet definitely Rama student yang did like this lah. But lucky they never asked the hypothesis lah. Kan? So this year chance dia tinggi lah untuk minta buat hypothesis. Right? Because last year dia tak minta banyak. Dia only graph, isi the data and a prediction. That's it. So today, this time they might ask you to do hypothesis. That's why I'm staying in this for quite some time. Alright? To make sure you all know. Okay, method of controlling the variables. Ini pun selalu keluar. Usually before this semua ni akan keluar lah. But now only it's like we don't know which one is going to come out. Alright. So use these keywords to determine the method of handling the variables. So as you know, dia ada MV, dia ada RV, and they also have CV. So MV is your manipulated variable, RV is your responding variable, and CV is your control variable. All right. Okay, what are the keywords? Okay, you see, guys, sorry lah, because I teach in all boys school, kan? So I always use guys, all right? Okay. So one thing that you need to please, you have to understand, like I said, paper 3 is a very, very technical paper. Okay, super highly technical paper. So when you're dealing with a very highly technical paper, DNA, you have to pay attention a lot to the technique. All right, so you have to pay. That's why I'm telling the teachers, you want to drill your students, use the method that you drilled your students in KBSN. All right, the same way, drill them the same way. In fact, you can even use the same question for latihan punya purpose lah. Tak ada masalah pun. Because the technique is still the same. Right? Okay, so MV, how are you going to use the word how are you going to method of controlling the variable though? By changing or by using different MV. So just now the fruit juice punya, how the method of controlling is use different types of fruits. Okay, sama ada watermelon ke apa ke kan. Use different types of fruits. All right. Okay, so that is the way of you to do your manipulated variable lah. Okay, you may ask, teacher, ini apa ni? Because just now ini MV, ini bukan MV. No, bukan. This is not, because dia ada pelajar tanya tau, teacher, by changing MV tu bukan manipulated variable ke? Ya, memang dia manipulated variable. But look at the thing, apa yang dia nak ialah method of control. Bermaksud macam mana tau? How do you do the MV? MV tu macam mana you buat MV ni? Macam mana you buat MV ni dekat eksperimen tu? So MV ni, what you do is by changing the fruit juice lah. DCPIP tu sama, amount semua sama, tapi you change the fruit juice lah kan. Mula-mula you guna lime juice, okay, dah colorize dah, buat yang, okay, ambil satu lagi, then you use the watermelon juice, kan. Lepas tu you use tomato juice, kan. So use different types of fruits. Okay, so itu adalah cara. That means this is actually method of control ialah cara macam mana you buat the variable tu. Apa you buat kat variable tu supaya dia menjadi manipulated. Apa you buat dekat RV tu supaya dia menjadi responding variable. Itu yang dia minta ni sekarang. Alright, bukan dia tanya method of control tu dia letak MV tu terus you tulis manipulated variable. RV tu responding, macam mana dia tak tahu? Kan, that's not what they're asking. They're asking you how, cara macam mana you menentukan variable. How did you manage this variable? Alright, so that is the meaning. Okay, RV. Ini ialah perkataan-perkataan wajib lah. Alright, so like for example the fruit juice tu kan. Alright, you not only measure how much juice, what is the volume of the juice they used. Alright, and you must also record. This one selalu pelajar lupa. Inilah yang selalu pelajar lupa. Measure only, dia tulis. Okay, tak boleh lah. Because when you measure, when you don't record, it's an offense. You measure, but you don't record, it's an offense. Alright, so you must have that. So you must, untuk fruit juice punya cerita ni, it will be measure and record. The volume of fruit juice, of fruit juice to decolorize, okay, DCPIP. Inilah cara kita buat. So measure and record what is the volume of the fruit juice that is needed to decolorize the DCPIP. Alright, ini ialah method number 1. This is method number 1. Method number 2 is count and record. Sometimes, you know, because you see the volume of the fruit juice is what you use to count the vitamin C. Gunakan data ini to count the vitamin C, to calculate the vitamin C. Alright, atau count atau calculate lah. I think calculate is a better word. The percentage of the vitamin C. So kalau you take the calculate, you have to write the formula. Alamak, ini saya lupa. Using the apparatus. Measure and record the volume of fruit juice to decolorize DCPIP using a syringe. Aduh, ini lupa pula. Paling penting ni. Apparatus. What apparatus did you use? That means what is the calibration that you use in order for you to obtain the responding variable? Alright. Like for example, how many ml of water? Kan? So you take say measure and record the volume of water using a measuring cylinder. Contoh lah, kan? Okay. So measure the length of the water length of the water column using a ruler. Right? So what is the calibration? Tapi you kena ada some calibration tau. Calibration tu apa? Calibration tu dia punya, how to say? Dia punya nilai. Yang mempunyai nilai. You tak boleh kata, oh, I measure using a cup, 1 cup. Cannot. Ini bukan resepi, resepi murku ke apa ke, no. So it must have a proper calibration. Mesti ada 2 ml, 3 ml, 4 ml. Kan sekarang kitchen punya tu kan dia sudah ada, you know, all the measurement, right? Only that will be a certified apparatus. Because ada juga budak kata, teacher, I take the mineral water using 1 cup. 1 cup tu ada calibration ke? 1 cup tu ada measurement ke? Tak ada kan? So you cannot use it as an apparatus. Alright. Tapi ada eksperimen. Of course lah dia ada terma dan syarat. Right. Of course dia ada terma dan syarat. Alright. So mungkin there is something, it's just like observation saja. Like go and count the bubbles. You know photosynthesis? Alright, you go and put the the hydrilla inside the water. You increase and decrease the light intensity. You can see that it's going up, going down. You know how many bubbles are increasing and decreasing. Itu memang tak ada apparatus lah, right? So then no need to put. Okay, so itu tak ada lah, memang lah. Macam mana you nak pergi count the bubble tu, kena count just like that lah kan. There's no calibration. So there are some exceptions. So maybe your teachers can highlight benda-benda macam ni lah. Right? But rata-ratanya, okay, rata-rata of this one, you must use the apparatus. Alright, okay. Then count and record. Using, you must write the formula. Contohnya, calculate the vitamin C. Alright, using formula. Okay, and you must write the formula lah. Apa formula tu? La 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 la, perkan dengan la 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 la, times with 100. Kena tulis formula tu. Jangan tak tulis. Alright, you must write the formula. Okay? Alright, okay. So then the CV ialah control variable. Use the word using the same. And please state the value and the unit. Example, use 1 ml of 1 ke 5? I think 5 ml of DCPIP. Contohnya. So the value tu you must say. Okay, use the same CV atau use same 5 ml. Okay, use 5 ml of DCPIP. That's it. Okay, so you must state the value and the unit. Yeah. All right. Okay, I hope you can understand this. Okay, observation. So observation again. Many of the examiners told that no matter what the observation, all right, if you don't get an answer. Okay, and they already have a picture, so you have to base on the picture. Okay, because you always must have plan B, with this paper 3 ni kita mesti ada plan B. Or not memang tak jadi. Alright, you must have your plan B ni. Alright, so in case dia ada gambar raja ke apa ke, then after that you punya eksperimen tak jadi. Alright, always refer to the diagram. All right, always refer to the diagram or the result. All right. Okay, so please refer to the minimum and the maximum value of the responding variable if it involves range. Sometimes dia ni memberi satu range, julat. Okay, so you see mana minimum, mana maximum. Kan? So then you kena main lah kadang, I'm talking about the scenario where you don't get the result. Apabila kita tak dapat result. Okay, rata-rata last year looks like most of the memang tak dapat result. Macam-macam kekangan nak buat eksperimen tu. Because you're dealing with live things, so not battery and so on tau. Not chemicals, just put boom habis. No. You yang kena perah. You yang kena dapat jus. Kan? You yang kena buat semua tu. Tengok-tengok tu semua stick. Dia punya biji benih semua sudah stick in the syringe tu. Kan? So memang payah. Alright? So look at the minimum and the value and the maximum value lah. Alright? Okay, so make sure to connect the responding variable to the manipulated variable. Okay, kalau nak buat observation kan? Okay, contohnya the volume of fruit juice, contohnya watermelon juice. Aku suka watermelon sebab itu asyik keluar watermelon je. Juice taken to decolorize DCPIP, contohnya dia akan bagilah kan, DCPIP is 15 ml, contoh lah kan, contoh. So, kan, MV ada, RV ada. No matter what, dears, I tell you, MV and your RV is the tulang belakang of your experiment. Alright, your MV and your RV is your tulang belakang of your experiment. Alright, itu you kena make sure you tahu. Alright, kalau you punya MV dengan RV jadi salah, semua akan jadi salah. Alright, selalu student tanya, teacher, kalau sekali salah, semua tu akan salah. Like I said lah, kan? No, usually we will penalize the students only once, but then it will affect other elements lah. Alright, it will affect other elements. That's why I'm telling, even before you start the experiment, please read the question, digest the diagram, digest the stimulus all properly. Make sure you know which one is MV, which one is RV. Then only you start doing. Then you may say, teacher tadi kata this is a race against time. Time is our greatest enemy. But then you still need to be careful. Just because you're chasing time, janganlah kan tutup satu mata buat, tak boleh. Alright. So make sure MV, RV tu paling penting. Spend some time reading the question. Alright. So and you must be pandai. Kalau dia ni melibatkan any of the question, melibatkan where you need to wait to obtain the result, buat itu dulu. Sama ada kimia ke, fizik ke, bio ke, doesn't matter. Alright, yang mana yang you kena tunggu untuk mendapatkan result, do that one first. Alright, then you go into the other ones. Alright. Ramai yang tanya, boleh tulis dalam pensel ke? What do you think? Can you write in pencil? I suggest maybe initially when you want to record your information too, you can use pencil. But after when you second time you're checking it too, when you finalize already, put in pencil. Because no matter what, writing in pencil is always a risk. Okay, so always a risk. Writing in pen is the one that's always better. Alright, because ramai apabila because kan dia ni experiment, so they write in pencil. Bukan tak boleh, but try to elakkan lah. Benda-benda kecil macam ni, you try to elakkan lah. Try to refrain from doing. Right? Okay. Inference. Inference is actually the theoretical reason. This is based on theory. Alright, based on theory. Like for example, why lime juice took the lowest amount of volume to decolorize the DCPIP? Because it has a highest amount of vitamin C. So explanation is inference is based on the theory. That means it must be logical. It must be based on the observation. Alright, it must be based on biology value. Nilai-nilai mesti ada nilai-nilai biology. Kan? Jangan cerita like I say nenek moyang punya cerita semua. Kan? Lime juice has the high amount of vitamin C because it's a buah-buahan tempatan. Please lah. Right. High amount of vitamin C because of this and that. Because my nene say so. My grandfather said so. All that cannot. Alright. No matter what, your explanation must be based on the biology value. Alright. Itu sangat-sangat penting. So use biology terms for more precise answer. Okay. It comes with practice lah. There is unfortunately there's no shortcut for it. Alright, there's no shortcut for it. You have to, it comes with practice, trial and error. Alright, but no matter what, remember, you get an observation ready. Inference is you have to give the theoretical reason for it. Okay, give a theoretical reason for it. Alright, so that is how we do the inference. Don't worry, I will give you one contoh, we will do it all together. Alright, graph. Ini pun. Inilah yang come last year punya ni. Kan? Construct a, okay, this one you have to be very careful. Dia minta apa? Okay, dia minta apa? Dia minta histogram ke? Dia minta bar graph ke? Dia minta line graph ke? All these graphs are different. Alright, for example, line graph is like this. Okay, you sambung titik. Alright, bar graph is what? Kan? Ini ialah bar graph. What is a histogram? Histogram is like this. Ini ialah histogram. Alright, so this is line graph. This is a bar graph. And this is a histogram. Alright, because you see, you may wonder, you know, okay, maybe it's not an experiment. Maybe what they give is, they give you variation, kan? They give you all the nilai. Okay, ini berapa orang, ini apa ketinggian dia, ini apa ketinggian dia, ini apa. Mungkin dia bagi dalam 20-40 orang tu dia punya ketinggian tu. So you have to do the histogram. You have to do the graph. Masa tu you must know lah. Untuk ketinggian, the height ini, what type of graph you will use? Is it apa tu? Itu histogram or you will do the bar graph? Kan, whether it's a continuous variation or whether it's a discontinuous variation. So you must know lah. Alright. So because bukan semua eksperimen tu you can do bar graph. Like for example, the vitamin C. Kan, the vitamin C you cannot do line graph. You have to do bar graph. Kan, you have to do the bar graph. Alright. Ini last year ni lah, bar graph lah. Okay, you cannot do line graph. So when you are dealing with continuous variation, you cannot do bar graph, you have to do histogram. And kebanyakan like photosynthesis and all that, they use line graph. Alright. Okay, must have uniform scale. Ini penting nak cerita ni. Okay, selalu I've seen students make mistake. Alright, so the scale dia tu, alright, yang ini saya kena lukis banyak lah. That's when dia nampak, okay. Just say pH. You know lah pH of tu kan dia boleh they don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kan. Mungkin dia bagi pH tu dia bagi pH 1, pH 5, pH 7, pH 9. Contoh dia bagi. So you janganlah pergi tulis kat sini ini ialah pH 1, then pH 5, then pH 7, then pH 9. Tak boleh. You cannot do that. Alright, no matter what, you have to buat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like that. Or you can go 2, 4, 6. Alright, just because they ask for pH value 179, 1579, you don't go and write there 1579. Alright, 1579. You cannot do that. Okay, so these are the small things that you have to be very careful. Alright, must have uniform scale. Alright, so try not to have like dia punya scale tu uniform tu kan. Try not to have 3, 6, 9, 12. Tolong jangan. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 atau 2, 4, 6, 8. That's it. Okay, keep it simple lah. No need to pakai fikir banyak. 15 boleh ke? Ganda 15 boleh ke? Ganda 17 boleh ke? Tak payah. Alright, and each axis must have correct unit. So you must label it properly lah. Okay, ini apa? Ini apa? You must label it properly. Okay, y-axis is always RV. Alright, and x-axis is always MV. Sorry, lupa tulis ni. Kan? Y-axis is always RV and x-axis is always MV. Alright, okay, so MV selalu kat sini lah. Ini ialah RV lah. Kan? Ini MV ni selalu dekat sini. Alright, okay, all points must be transferred correctly. That means you are transferring from the whatever the data that you got. Okay, apa-apa saja data yang you get from there. So you kena transfer dia cantik-cantik ke sini. Alright. So kalau dia macam PH ni tak ada masalah lah. They have no problem there. But sometimes when it's like very minute, intricate ini, that is when the students make mistake. Kan? Dia macam kecil sangat kan? So that's when they make mistake. So again, no harm checking second round. Alright. Then after that, this one, all the points must be connected using freehand. Walaupun dia nampak selurus mana pun, please use freehand. Okay, please use freehand. Alright, so a lot of students ask, teacher, why not? It looks so straight. Can I use ruler or not? Please don't, dears. Okay, the justification why for bio you cannot use freehand is because you are dealing with live things. And with live things, it's not like so, so proportional like physics tau. Like you boleh ramalkan kalau dia ini ialah fizik tu kan. Macam kalau ini berat dia, itulah panjang spring dia. You can ramalkan. But with live sciences ini, you cannot do that. Alright, so most of the time, maybe some of your teachers also have told you before, kan, untuk objektif semua macam mana nak pilih the best one kan. In bio ini memang kita tak ada straight line. Tak ada. Okay, all of them are either a bit curved, curve inwards or curve outwards, doesn't matter, but usually they are, all of them are not straight line. Alright, okay. So when you are doing the bar graph itu, the distance, ini pun, ini bar graph ni. Kan? So the distance itu must be uniform. Alright, so the distance must be uniform. So bermaksud like the bar graph, like that. Okay, yang ni tiang dia tu 1 cm. Alright, jarak dia ni 2 cm. So the next one also must start there lah. Tiang tu 1 cm, jarak dia 2 cm. Then 2 cm. Then tiang tu 1 cm, jarak tu 2 cm. Alright, so that is how you must do. Alright, because benda-benda this type of small stuffs ini dia kan, this is where the students will make mistake lah. Alright, okay. Alright. Communicating table. Alright. Okay, this one we don't know how they can give. Either they ask you to construct your own table, sendiri lukis table, atau they have already given you a ready-made table. Kan? They've already given you a ready-made table. Kalau dapat ready-made table senang lah. Kan? Kau tak payah tulis. You no need to write the title. You no need to write the unit. No need. Kan? You no need to do that. Alright? So just fill in only. Whatever the data you get, you just fill in only. Kan? Because the thing is like this lah. Okay, logically dia macam ni. Kalau eksperimen tu, you senang dapat result. Very easy you get result already. You can spend more time writing all this. right, your data tu, definitely mereka akan minta macam-macam. But kalau dia ini ialah jenis yang the experiment where it's a bit complicated for you to get the readings, alright, so they will try to make it as simple as possible. Maybe you will get a ready-made table. Alright, but just say it's like something like not much things you can you need to do, and you can straight away you need to find the answer very easily. So maybe they will ask you a bit more complicated side. Alright, so fair enough lah kan. You think also logically dia macam tu lah. Kalau dia eksperimen senang, soalan tu akan bukan jadi susah, maybe will have more elements. Alright, kalau eksperimen tu susah atau dia mengambil masa for you to get the result, maybe the writing part ini not many type of element, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, that's it. Alright, so fair enough lah. Okay, so make sure that the table itu you must have a title and you must have correct unit. Ini penting ni, ini selalu pelajar tak letak. Alright, when they're doing, school level tu pun sama juga. Title ada, but they don't use the correct unit. Okay, sometimes unit pun tak ada lah. No need to go correct lah. Unit pun tak ada. Alright, so mind all this. All the data has been transferred correctly. Yes. Kan, kat sana dia tulis 1.0, kat sini you pergi tulis 10. Titik perpuluhan ni you tertinggal. Dua-dua ni very different nilai tau. Both of them are totally different nilai. So you have to understand that. Alright, so that's the idea. Okay, all calculation must be correct and make sure the decimal points are uniform. Kan, just say the decimal point is A ini you dapat 1.59. Okay, B ini you dapat 2. That's it. You jangan pergi tulis 2 macam ni. Kan, lepas tu C tu dapatlah pula 1.793. Contohlah, kan. Tengok decimal point dia semua lain-lain. This is 1.59. This is 2, this is 1.793. All also decimal dia lain. So by right you have to understand. Okay, this one another thing that I would like to tell ada budak dia pergi letak which is more than the sensitivity of the apparatus. The measuring apparatus. Kan? Macam the ruler itu you only get 1 mm, right? Maximum 1 mm kan? Dia pergi tulis 0.5 mm. Mana boleh? The sensitivity of that ruler is 1 mm only. Kan ruler biasa kita? Kan the sensitivity is 0.1 cm. Alright? 0.01 cm or 1 mm. Isn't it? Tak adalah. Mana ada 0.5 mm? Tak ada. So tak payah memandai-mandai. Right, so you have to understand the sensitivity of that. Alright, so all this must be uniform lah. So kalau you nak 2 titik perpuluhan, make sure 2 titik perpuluhan. 1.59. Tak payah bundarkan Ada juga pelajar pergi bundarkan. Why? Because easy to do the graph. Ada, my student go and do that. Hey, why you go and bundarkan Well, easy to do graph, teacher. Hard academy. Please lah. Right, please don't do that. Alright, okay, then 2 ini will become 2.00. Alright, this one will be 1.793 ini because it's less than 2. Then 1.79. Macam tu lah. Alright, so all the thing must be uniform. Alright, so nampak tak? All this ni maximum 3 markah ni, where does it go? The title. All the data transferred correctly. Usually that's the one that you get empty, and sometimes they'll have calculation. Alright, so this is where they will allocate the marks. Alright, so maybe the one that I gave 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark ini, maybe it's not correct. Mungkin this one will give you 5 marks. You'll never know. That's why I say always keep your options open. Kan, don't get panic. Teacher kata communicate, the table must be 3 marks only. Ini apa 5 markah? Oh, habislah hidup aku. Jangan. Keep your options open to receive anything. Alright? Penting you know the way how to tackle them because it's all technique. Alright? It's all of these are technique. Alright, okay. How to answer interpretation of the data? The answer must be based on the line graph, bar graph or histogram. Alright, ada budak apabila graf dia tu macam ni. Mana? Graf dia tu result dia dapat macam ni. Tapi dia pergi say that as the MV increases, the RV decreases. Because theoretically itu yang betul. Tapi result dia dapat ni. Kan? So itu memang dilema lah. That's why I say even in the result pun kalau boleh make sure dia itu according to the theory. Right? Tapi by right. Okay, by right your interpretation of the data to the answer must be based. Alright, must be based on the line graph or bar graph or histogram. Alright, kalau semua orang punya graf macam ni, you punya graf macam ni, by right lah, kan? Dia jadi macam ni, kau lain, kau kena cerita lah kenapa dia jadi macam tu. Alright, and answer should explain the shape of the graph. That means this one increase, this one decrease. Contohnya, SMV increase, okay, RV decrease. Itulah yang kita panggil shape of the graph tu. Right, okay, and the reason to obtain. So you have to explain lah kenapa dapat macam tu. Okay, the reason. So tapi please the reason, like I say again, it must be biological value. Alright, biological value. Alright, explanation should be based on the facts of a biology concept and the value and the using correct terms. Alright, so ini penting. Alright, so sometimes the interpretation is similar to inference. That is the beauty about paper 3, you know. This is the beauty about paper 3. Sometimes you rasa, inference pun ada, interpretation pun ada. Sometimes you see that, how come both of them look the same? Can, how come they both, don't worry. It seems in the paper 3, there's no such thing as once, we award the mark once only. Alright, because sometimes technically there's no other way of answering it. Alright, so sometimes the inference might be very, very similar to your interpretation of the data might be very similar to your inference. Alright, okay, so answers can be further strengthened. Alright, further strengthened by reasons or information in questions such as pictures, statement, from the questions. Alright, inilah jackpot lah kalau dia bagi lah kan, kalau dia bagi. Alright, kalau dia bagi picture and the statement, you can use it. Guna tu sebagai you punya senjata. Right, because they cannot penalize you. Why is because you answered based on the diagram. Kan, in case you tak tahu macam mana terbuntu, tak tahu mana cakap ni, macam mana nak cakap ni. Kan? So you can use any stimulus, whatever that is in the picture or the statement yang diberi oleh mereka. No problem, tak ada masalah. Right? So this is how we do the interpretation of data. Ni. How to answer? Inilah yang paling pelajar takut. Operational definition. What is operational definition? Okay, nak want to say it very simply lah. Alright, if you want to say it very simply, dia macam ni. Contohnya photosynthesis. Alright, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis can mean a lot of things. Alright. Photosynthesis can mean a lot of things. Alright, a lot of things they can mean. Alright, but operational definition is what can you say about photosynthesis based on the experiment? Alright, so that is operational definition. Alright, operational definition is you can define something, some element yang dia minta ini based on the experiment. Okay, based on your experiment. Alright. Okay. Answers based on biology theory studied in the experiment. Alright. First of all, you must have a biology theory. Alright. Okay. Ini ialah nombor satu. This is number one. Number two, answer is based on information in the table, which is the RV. And the MV. MV and the RV. Ini tiga lah. Alright, right? What can be seen in the table and how MV and RV influences. The one dia punya apa tu? The table tu kan? The data tu, right? The data tu. Alright, so dia ada MV. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have the RV nilai-nilai dia. Okay, dia mesti ada title kan? So ambil ini tulis. Ambil ini tulis. Alright, so this is the hardest part about teaching the Kssm punya paper 3. Dulu punya, alright, only the experiment berubah. But the question never change, you know. The first one must be observation, the second one must be inference, the third one must be manipulated, the fourth one must be hypothesis, the fifth one is this. You know, it's all fixed already. Only the experiments are going to change, different types of experiments. Alright, but technique is all the same. Tapi in here, the problem is we don't know which one will come out. Whether it's operational definition, whether it's, prediction, whether it's, we don't know. Alright, so that is the biggest setback of this one, where the student finds very, very hard to answer. Alright, so write what you can see in the table, this table ini, to take it as MV and RV. Alright, MV and RV. Yeah, so no matter what, number one, you must have facts plus with method of handling. How to spell method? How to spell method, of handling MV and RV. Alright, method of handling your MV and RV. Alright, nanti kita akan buat satu eksperimen tu, then you'll get a more answer lah. Okay, facts, method of handling MV and RV. Alright, contohnya photosynthesis. The photosynthesis, you go and count the bubble in a different concentration of sodium hydroxide. Alright, so what is photosynthesis? So photosynthesis, you can say, releases oxygen, because the bubbles too are oxygen, isn't it? Photosynthesis releases anything that is related to the experiment. Photosynthesis releases bubble, which is measured by, or which is shown by, the number of bubbles released in different concentration of sodium carbonate, sodium hydrogen carbonate. Right? Okay, saya tulis lah, nampak senang sikit. Tu cakap je tak faham. Okay, photosynthesis is release oxygen, which can be shown by which can be shown by the number of the bubbles released by hydrilla in different concentration sodium hydrogen carbonate. So ini photosynthesis releases oxygen. Yang ini ialah fakta. Facts. Okay, so this one is facts. Alright, which can be shown by the number of the bubbles released by hydrilla. This is your RV. Alright, in different concentration of sodium hydrogen carbonate. This one is your MV. So nampak tak? Your operational definition, you must have your MV, you must have your RV, and you must have effects. Alright. Some students ask, even some teachers ask, teacher, how about if the experiment does not have MV? Macam last year yang keluar untuk tomato tu, dia tak ada MV. Because dia hanya satu saja, menentukan to determine the vitamin C in the tomato. That's it. So dia tak ada banyak. So in that case, your tomato will be the MV lah. That's it. The tomato will be the MV. You get what I mean or not? Because not all because you have to understand this experiment ini, like I said, dia ini hanya perlu dibuat dalam 20 minit. Within 20 minutes. Alright, so sometimes by right an experiment must have 4 MV. Dia kena ada 4 MV. Tapi since the time constraint itu, they say, okay, I'll give you 1 MV saja, satu saja. You just determine the vitamin C in tomato. That's it, one fruit only. Kan? So in that case, your operational definition to MV tu adalah tomato sahaja. Okay, tomato sahaja. By right, dia tak boleh keluarkan macam tu lah. Tapi you will never know. Kan? So that is it. Fakta, which is shown by what? Shown by your MV, shown by your RV. Again, MV and RV is the most important thing. Okay, you nak jawab observation, MV, RV. You nak jawab problem statement, MV, RV. You nak jawab hypothesis, MV, RV. You nak jawab inference, MV, RV. You nak jawab operational definition pun MV, RV. Nampak tak? So that's why I'm telling, no matter what, you get your paper, make sure you underline and you make sure you're 100% sure which one is MV, which one is RV. Because kalau kat atas tu salah, semua tu akan salah. Alright? Why is because apabila dia salah, nanti you pun akan confuse. Yang mana ni? Yang mana ni? Kan? So that is the thing. So please make this one, get this right even before you start answering. Alright? Okay. How to do prediction? This is another element. Ini adalah satu lagi elemen lah. Alright, prediction. So the prediction ini should be based on the data or graph. Whatever it is, it must be based on the data that you get. Alright, should be based on the data that you get. Alright, okay. Prediction written in the words number or a range. Right, so you can ask dia ni macam prediction is becoming higher than that, lower than that, kan? But then it must be then what? Isn't it? You cannot predict, oh it's high, oh it's low. Cannot. You have to say it's higher, like for example, how much water? It's more than this. Kan? You must have a relative to it. Dia ni relative kepada apa tu? Prediction tu. Okay, sometimes the prediction dia bukan nombor, so it might be just higher than, lower than. Kan? Kalau dia ada nombor, then you have to use the number lah. It is higher than 30, higher than 40, lower than 40, lower than 30, like that. Alright, then if the prediction involves a value here, then the unit must be included. Jangan lupa it. So they usually say the concentration is 30. Contohnya dia kata concentration, kan? Is 30. Mana boleh? Concentration tu apa? Concentration of liquid ke? Concentration of sucrose ke? Kalau concentration of the sucrose dia mesti ada peratus. Kan? So that's why we say the unit must be included. Just don't give the number without unit. Like for example, it takes 15 minutes or it takes a higher time which is 15 minutes. Kan? So jangan kata time tu just 15. Kan? So kalau dia time, it must be either second or minute. So benda macam ni. Alright? Okay, then must state the reason why the prediction is such. Alright, nowadays I see a lot of buku rujukan. Kan hari tu pun saya ada tengok satu buku, not buku rujukan, I mean buku latihan lah kan. That was actually quite good. The way they tu kan, dia macam ramalan, dia ada ramalan, lepas tu dia ada penerangan. So dia tu sudah asing tau. Dulu kalau prediction, it's ramalan together with the penerangan. Sekarang dia bagi ramalan asing 1 markah, penerangan 2 markah asing. Alright, asing. So I think this is an advantage. This one is an advantage. This start is much better compared to the last time. Alright, because kalau student tu salah pun, atas sahaja salah, mungkin explanation dia betul, dia mungkin boleh dapat markah lagi. Alright, so this one is better lah. Alright, so when the students, okay, dia macam ni lah. Psikologi juga semua ni. Kalau saya kata, okay, jawab soalan ni, 3 markah. Kan, you rasa macam mana? Aduh, 3 markah, you habislah. Macam mana nak jawab ni? Kan, because 3 markah hilang. So, kalau dia bagi 1 markah, dia pecah-pecah benda yang sama, dia pecah-pecah bagi 3, 1, 1, 1. Mungkin it's much easier for you to answer. Maybe it's much more easier for you to answer. So, for me, even in paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3 pun, that is actually my general opinion. You don't give the weightage of the question very high. Bagi dia sikit-sikit. Kan? Lagi senang student dapat markah. Alright? Okay, so they must take the reason why the prediction is such. So itulah penerangan tadi teacher tunjukkan. First of all, number 1, you predict berapa. Okay, you predict a value. Value with unit. Alright. Number 2 is explanation. So prediction tu dia bagi 1 markah. Alright. Explanation mungkin dia bagi 2 markah. So 3 markah sana lah. Kan? So whatever it is, the reason must be based on the concept of biology and biology concept and biology terms. Apa ni banyaknya konsep? Based on biology concept lah kan ni, tak payah. Biology concept and terms. Stick to that. Alright, ini yang kadang-kadang pelajar ni kan dia ikut suka je dia cakap. Kan? Tak ikut, tiada nilai-nilai biology. Kalau saya datang ceramah sana, you all mesti bagi saya air kan? Kerana saya duduk sini, saya minumlah air sendiri. Alright, so that is how it is lah. Tapi jangan bimbang, not all will come. But we don't know which one will come. Alright, all depends on the complexity of the experiment. Kalau experiment tu a bit complex, I feel that they won't ask you much questions. Alright, maybe the questions are like the one and they give a high mark weightage to it. Atau kalau question itu rather simple, kan very easy to obtain the marks, obtain the result. Okay, so maybe they might ask you more elements. Okay, they might ask you more elements. Alright, so that is how I feel they are doing it. Of course lah, walaupun their work is to to uji kamu pun, tapi I don't feel that they will they want to kill you all lah, kan? They also ada berperi kemanusiaan juga kot. Right, because bagi pun kenalah berpada-pada kan. Alright, okay, classify. Okay, this one is to differentiate a group of object material based on common characteristics. Alright, tapi this one there's no nak cakap macam mana, it's a classify, it's a kemahiran, but then there's no way of me to tell how exactly to do that. Because it's depending on the criteria dia, apa dia nak. Mungkin dia nak kriteria dia tu dia nak MV dan RV. They give you a lot of material and apparatus. They ask you which one is the MV, which one is the RV. Satu. Atau dia bagi contohnya just say lah this year ni keluar ujian makanan. The energy value contohlah dia bagi makanan kan. Then they give you a lot of food, grapes. This one a lot of jenis food. Then they say okay, classify according to the food class, carbohydrate, protein, lipid. Kan? So itu pun boleh. So yang ini There's no technique lah. Honestly, this one tak ada technique lah. Okay? You kena tengok apa kriteria dia nak. Kalau apa kriteria dia nak, you must be able to classify them according to that. Yang paling susah ialah apa tahu? The MV, RV. Which one is MV? Which one? Which apparatus and material can be classified to find the MV? Which one is the one that classified to find the RV? Itu yang paling susah. To me lah. Okay, that is the hardest. Alright, that is the hardest. Alright, tapi ini memang nak cakap classify je lah. Kan, dia tak ada macam satu teknik ke apa ke, tak ada. Right? Okay. Alright, so this is one contoh, one type of question that I took. Alright. Why I took this chapter ini, this question ini, because a lot of people are speculating this year. Alright, I'm not telling this is what is going to come out. No, why is because it's doable. It's simple. It's very much relatively error-free. Error-free itu Melayu panggil apa? Sangat senang nak dapat result. Error-free itu sangat apa? How to say easy lah. Dia tak songe sangat lah, macam itulah. Alright. So I don't know. Because I want to give you one example tu, I ambil contoh ni lah kan. But I'm not saying this is what is going to come out. Alright. Okay. What is this? Alright. Okay, kejap saya nak ni. Okay, kita turun sikit bawah. Alright. Okay. You are required to conduct an experiment to study the movement of substance. Alright. Study the movement of substance across a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, set up the experiment as shown in diagram. Alright, okay, so dia dah bagi dah. Dia bagi 20 ml of ampayan kanji. Alright, so inside here, alright, whisking tube, which looks like a banana. Alright, okay, then you have outside here, alright, you have 10 ml of air suling and 10 ml of larutan iodine. Alright, okay, iodine solution. Alright, okay, so this is experimenting. Okay, so set up the experiment as shown in the diagram. So bermaksud sometimes they can ask you the procedure lah. Depends, honestly depends. Mungkin dia tak tunjuk, dia tak tanya pun, that's why. Walaupun it's experimenting tu, you still need to do the experiment, but maybe they don't ask you the procedure. Okay, maybe they don't ask you the procedure. Who knows? Alright, this paper 3, I tell you, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Itu yang payah tu, itu yang menyampah tu. Menyampah. Kan? Because it's like even worse last year. No, last year was even worse. I tell you, it was like shooting in the dark. They gave a JSU Kebangsaan, like when they, they gave a training to the teachers, this is what's going on and so on. It's like literally we are like shooting in the dark. We don't know how to teach our students. We don't know what to tell to our students. Whereas the children are looking at us like, teacher, you are like the God to us. Whereas even the God doesn't know what to do. So it's a very pitiful state. All right, it was a very pitiful state. At least this second year, we have some insight. Right, so thank God you all are the second. All right, thank God. All right, okay, so set up the experiment as shown. Okay, why I choose this experiment is because it's doable. It's easy and you can get very easily you can get the answer lah. Yeah. All right. Okay. So plan the experiment using material and apparatus provided. Your procedures should contain methods to handle the variables and your precaution step. Okay. Nampak tak sini dia bagi 4 markah. All right. So this one can change anytime. But I reckon it won't be going more than 5 marks lah. I think it will be unfair. Alright, methods of nampak methods of handling methods of handling variable ni satu kemahiran dah. Alright, and what are the precaution steps that you need to take? Alright, okay, so for this I took the exactly same like the textbook. Kemalan nak type lah kononnya kan. Tapi itulah cara kita dia menanda the KBSM punya tu, they will see whether the methods of handling the variable tu you ada tak setup of the apparatus K1. Okay, this is set up. Okay, K2. Okay, MV ke, ini, then K3, then CV ke, then K4, responding variable ke, RV ke, then after that precaution, ini ialah K5 lah. Kan? So that is the idea, yeah. Alright, I took this from textbook. Alright, conduct, observe the color produced. Okay, so the ini, this is the itulah. You can get it from the textbook, no worries. To soften it, make a knot, tie the end of the thread to prevent leaking. Fill the whisking tube with 10 ml starch suspension. Inilah, that's why I say, like, if kalau this experiment comes out, okay, you use 5 minutes to soften it. Kan ada pelajar, even my students, form 2, form 4 tu, dia datang, teacher, how to open this whisking tube. Kan? So bermaksud lower form tu, biarlah 2 tahun kan dia orang, duduk kat, all online only. So because lower form is where we will use the whisking tube or what. So they don't know how, they never know how to soften it. Dia yang keras-keras macam, macam paper tu, dia pergi cari lubang dia. Mana boleh. Kan? You have to soften it, you have to put it there, 5 minutes gone there already. Right, make a knot, tie the end to prevent the leaking. So fill the tubing with 10 ml of starch suspension. All right, so tie one end tightly. All right, the solution color is recorded. So rinse the outside. You must rinse. This is precaution. Inilah precautionnya. K5 ni. Inilah precautionnya. Because you see kalau you don't rinse it, okay, because dia kan ada kanji sikit, dia tumpah sana, tumpah sini. Kan? So you put it inside there, then the result is not valid lah. Alright, okay. So then add 400 ml. Ini pun just yang inilah you need to mind a bit lah. The unit ini, because I take exactly from the textbook. Mungkin when in the real scenario tu dia tak bagi, because beaker ya tu kan dia tak cukup untuk semua orang kan. So mungkin dia tak bagi 400 ml. Mungkin dia bagi 250 only. Kan? So janganlah pergi tulis 400 ml. You kena ikutlah apa bahan yang dia bagi tu. What is the apparatus that they give? If they give you 250, you go and don't go and put 400 ml. This is another thing. Kan? Because kalau dia kata dia bagi the cylinder penyukat tu. Right, they give you 5 ml punya saja. Don't go and say you go and put 10 ml. Tak boleh lah. You get what I mean or not? Whatever it is, you have to follow what is the apparatus that they give you on the day. Benda ni lebih kurang sama lah kan. Dia punya steps of doing this is lebih kurang sama. Yes. But no matter what, you have to follow the apparatus provided. Nampak ni? Provided. Dia bagi you silinder penyukat 5 ml. Kau janganlah pergi cakap you guna 10 ml punya. Kan, dia bagi beaker tu 250, kau janganlah pergi cakap you pergi, you put into 400 ml, tak boleh lah. Kan, lepas tu ni 30 minit, mana boleh. Right, 10 minutes, 30 minutes is too much already, 20 minutes cukup. Kan, alright, leave it for 20 minutes. So you have to do this type of adjustment lah, bermaksud. Dia tak boleh hafal. Itu the biggest thing tu. You tak boleh nak hafal, tak boleh. Okay, you cannot hafal tu. Kan? Alright. Okay, then conduct the iodine test for solution and the whisking tube in the beaker. So put 2 ml of each solution in separate test tube, add 1 ml of iodine solution, observe the color. So mungkin kat sini dia tak bagi 1 ml punya, macam mana you nak dapat 1 ml? Kan, mungkin dia bagi with a dropper ni. So you have to say yang 1 ml ini, you kena gantilah dengan drops. Kan, few drops. Itulah kita kata kena pandai-pandai lah. Kan, jangan pergi hafal just because usually lah kan. Because kita dah tahu dah apa is going to come out according to the material kan. Tapi itulah, janganlah pergi hafal semua tu just muntah balik there. No matter what, you have to adhere to the situation tu, provided tu. Alright, so this is where the student make mistake in my opinion. Alright, so benda ni you kena pandai sikit, adjust according to that. Kalau dia tak bagi kan, 2 ml tu dia bagi kan, so you can use dropper ni, take using the dropper ni, no need 2 ml. Kan, so that is the thing. Alright, so you have to be pandai sedikit lah, not like 100% follow benda tu, cannot. Alright, because this one I take from the textbook. I purposely take from the textbook. To show you that dia mungkin tak sama dengan apa yang dia bagi. Dia bagi apa? Kan, dia bagi 20 ml. Tapi the textbook punya kata 10 ml. Nampak tak? So janganlah kau hafal tu terus letak sini macam tu. Tak boleh lah. Kalau dia 100 ml then 300 ml. According to what the diagram dia, apa yang provided to you. Alright? That is the thing. So please don't, this is where I feel the students make a lot of mistake. Alright? This is where the student make a lot of mistake. Alright? Okay, next. How to answer problem statement. Alright? Okay. So mungkin guys, honestly, because some experiment is not suitable for every kemahiran. Honestly. Alright? Not all of them are suitable for every kemahiran. But then it's very hard for me to find a common ground where kalau eksperimen tu dia ada semua elemen, it is not doable. I hope you understand it's not doable. That means you cannot get, definitely tak boleh keluar untuk you punya paper 3. Kalau dia ada semua elemen tu cannot. So I have to sometimes I have to cipta soalan dia sendiri. Mungkin it's a bit off the mark lah. But penting teknik. Alright, penting teknik dia. Alright. Okay. So ini kita tu kejap Alright, okay. So how to answer problem statement? Problem statementnya apa? Okay. So state the problem statement for this experiment. Right? Okay. So problem statement ialah dia tanya what was the, okay, yang ini you boleh tadi you can get from here lah tadi ni. Required to conduct the experiment to study the movement of substance across the semi-permeable membrane. So you need to find lah. So what is the substance? So you tak boleh guna perkataan substance there already. Because here you already use the starch already. Kan? So this is where lah, benda-benda macam ni lah, you have to be very careful. Here they use starch. But just now there they say conduct an experiment to see the movement of the substance. Kan? So you janganlah kata is substance able to move across the... Tak boleh lah. Kan? So itulah kata kena pandai-pandai. So here you only have starch. So you have to, yang ini ialah substance lah, substance tu. Kena bagi tahu substance tu apa. Okay, able to diffuse across the whisking tubing. Ini penting ni, penting ni. Kan, substance. Ini substance ni because dia tak ada MV. Dia ada satu saja. Kan, dia ada iodine saja, dia ada isolate, dia ada kanji saja. Whereas in the textbook you have the starch and also the glucose. Kan, in here they only give you kanji saja. So, inilah jadi MV-nya. Inilah jadi MV-nya. Alright, and able to diffuse across the whisking tube ini will be your RV lah. Kan, this one will be your RV lah. So, no matter what, your problem statement must have your MV, you must have your RV. Alright, you must have your MV, you must have your RV, and paling penting is this. Tanda soal, question mark. Because previously also we penalized, just say ayat tu perfect. Alright, memang perfect. But kalau dia letak tanda soal, we will deduct 1 mark. That means maximum dia boleh dapat 2 markah saja. Alright, so maybe here if you don't put the tanda soal, you get 1 mark only lah. Even though the ayat is perfect. Alright, so remember, benda-benda macam ni, small things like that, please double check. Alright, okay, the next one. Alright, carry out the experiment, state the observation of solution in the beaker on iodine. Alright, okay, so what you do is this experiment ini, you leave it for a while and after that you take this solution ini and you test for iodine. Yang kat luar ni, kan? So you take out the, you biar dia, you rendam kan, okay, macam ni lah. Kalau senario betul lah SPM dia keluar macam ni kan. What you will do is, so you dah ikat ni semua itu kan, you campak, you buatlah dulu chemistry ke, fizik ke, you buat dulu. Tak apa, 30 minit pun tak apa, tak ada masalah kan. Dia kata 20 minit tak apa, biar aja kat sana. You buat fizik dululah kot. Kan, fizik dulu you buat dah semua dah. Because fizik kan senang kan. Bukan nak kata fizik is too easy, bio is hard. No. Because usually fizik ni is easy lah because dia macam ni dapat markah kan, contoh lah kan. So dah done already, then you come back here. So this is what I mean. Kalau dia ni ada benda, especially for bio ni, you need to campak dia dalam something, you have to rendam, you have to wait for the result to come out tau. So don't waste time. Okay, kalau you dapat eksperimen bio macam tu, you do the bio first. Campak dia dulu dalam larutan tu ke apa ke. Sementara menunggu tu, you do lah some other experiment dulu. Fizik ke kimia ke kan. So clear your mind, clear your mind. Jangan barang tu macam-macam letak semua tu. That is another thing, you know. Kan nampak sangat apabila budak tu kelam kabut, kan dia semua letak sana letak sini, kadang-kadang dia fizik punya tu dia guna untuk chemistry punya tu guna untuk bio. Actually tak ada siapa, tak ada salah pun. No, if it helps you, no worries, actually you can use. Right, you can use, no problem. Tak ada masalah pun, kan? Kalau macam you rasa, I need another tabung uji lah, tapi bio punya tak cukup, engkau ambil lah kimia punya sekejap. Contoh lah kan, nanti kimia pula tak cukup kan. Depends lah kan. Tapi ya, for bio ni masalahnya selalu dia, it will take time lah. Bio ni especially, alright? Okay, so what is the observation? So iodine will remain brown when tested with solution in the beaker, alright? Okay, so apabila when you're dealing with pemerhatian, mana pen aku ni? Sini. Alright, ini kan, please. You always, apabila you give the pemerhatian of the color, please give before and after. Alright, because lalu just say lah, this one is a positive result kan. Don't say iodine will change into dark blue. Alright, that's wrong. You must say like before and after means contoh kalau eksperimen ni correct lah. I mean dia is positive for result kan. You must say iodine will change from brown to blue, brown to dark blue. This is the way. Alright, so apabila you are telling an observation tu, you must tell before and after. Jangan kata iodine will change into dark blue. Tak boleh. You kena bagi before and after. What is the original color? What is the after color? Alright, okay, now explain your observation. Inilah explanation dia. Why it become like that? Kan? So dia mestilah theoretical. Dia mesti something theoretical tu. Alright, so explain. So why? Because it doesn't change is because there's no starch in the beaker. So kalau dia ada starch, baru dia akan change into dark blue, right? Then bagilah reason dia, because starch is too big to pass through the whisking tube. Alright, so this is the cara lah dia. Alright, okay, observation. Okay, inference again. Inference, like I said, remember I said inference can be something like your observation juga. Kan, like that's why I say mungkin kalau you punya observation dah keluar, mungkin inference don't come out again. Alright, but since because I want to teach you, want to tell you, I terpaksa buatlah semua elemen tu saya terpaksa buat. Mungkin dia tak begitu sesuai. Alright, even for teachers, I'm telling maybe it's not very suitable answer question, but since I want to touch all the elements, so I have to put lah. So inference, tengok lebih kurang macam you punya observation tadi, isn't it? Why starch is a polysaccharide? It's a complex molecule. It's too big. Nampak? This one is a repeat lah. Kan? This one is a repeat. But in paper 3 ni tak ada masalah. You can repeat. Alright? And paper 3 ni kau boleh tulis je lah. Tak ada masalah lah. Tulis je lah. Kan? So that's the thing. There's no wrong pencil right. No such thing. Alright? So based on the observation, state the inference itu. So why? Because starch is a polysaccharide. It's a very complex molecule. So it cannot pass through the whisking tubing. So that is the answer. Alright, so actually kan ada lagi lah beberapa trick teacher nak bagi tahu lah kan. Okay, so the experiment is repeated by filling the whisking tubing with starch suspension and amylase solution. Sekarang starch suspension. Now this is prediction, Alright, tapi yang you buat eksperimen itu, Hanya macam ni je. Kalau soalan prediction, you tak payah buat balik. Ada budak, dia pergi buat balik. Tak payah. Kalau soalan prediction, you just use your theoretical knowledge saja. Don't need to go and redo again. Because want to see the prediction tu macam mana. No need. Don't waste time. Kan? But read the question carefully. Now, just now starch saja kan? Sekarang this one is starch plus amylase. So what amylase will do? Amylase will have some reaction lah with the kanji tu, with the starch itu. Right. Okay, predict the outcome in the outcomes in the size of the whisking tube. Apa pula ni soalan ni? Predict the outcome. Kan? Oh yalah betul lah. Outcome in the size of the tube, whisking tube. Okay, yang ini dia macam ini. Kita bukan nak tengok dia sudah eksperimen dia sudah melencong sikit tau. This one sudah masuk osmosis dah. Why is because okay, you have to remember, you have to understand that starch ini dia tak ada concentration tau. Starch, no concentration. Okay, because it's a suspension. It has nothing to do. That's why dia tak bagi tahu concentration dia, tak ada. Alright? Tetapi apabila you letak amylase, what will happen is, amylase akan digest the kanji, dia akan membentuk maltose. Maltose has concentration. So when you have maltose, automatically water will start coming in. Because it already changes the concentration in the whisking tubing. So the whisking tubing punya size ini apabila you biar lama, dia punya size ini akan berubah. Okay, yang initially punya tu dia takkan berubah. Why? Because the starch doesn't change the concentration, but your maltose will do. Alright. So what will happen is that's why the whisking tube will start expanding. Okay, this is not to do with iodine and all that, you know. Whisking tube, this is already osmosis. Okay, ini soalan teacher buat sendirilah, lebih kurang lah kan. So whisking tube will start expanding. Dia nothing to do with the size of the molecule already. This one is osmosis. Okay, why? Because amylase will hydrolyze the starch into maltose. Alright, so the maltose will increase the concentration inside and the water will start diffusing in by osmosis. So this one, but it still dia masih dalam konteks of that. Because dia tu kan tadi the experiment tu dia kata the diffusion of substance. Right, so air pun substance juga. Kan? Air pun substance juga. Alright, so that's why. Alright, so that's why this question is still valid lah. Alright, mungkin when a real betul-betul punya expert tengok dia adalah pula kan reason dia kenapa tak boleh. Tapi as for me, I feel it's still valid. Why is because the initial question bukan kata question, dia punya initial aim of the experiment is to study the movement of substance. So your water is also a substance, your maltose is also a substance. Alright, so semua tu pun boleh. Alright, so that is the idea lah But the thing is sometimes that's like I said, I terpaksa buat macam ni supaya to teach you all the element tu lah. Alright, and yang ini dia tak ada value, there's no value. So it is more to observation. Alright, it's more to observation. Alright, okay, so this is another one. Inilah classifying pun. Can draw and label your observation, shape and size of the whisking tubing at the beginning and the end of the experiment in the space provided. Alright, okay. So beginning ni doesn't matter. Actually, some students go and ukur ini kan, ambil ruler pergi ukur ni berapa tak payah. Right, no need. Penting, very important, you know the difference between your tu dia mesti ada perbezaan. They must have the difference. Itu saja. Like for example, if you write contohnya kan. Okay, contoh macam ni. Because tak pandai lukis pun tak apa. Right. Okay, so in the beginning, so now dia kan air dah masuk, right? The water come in already by osmosis because you put the maltose is there already. Concentration increase. So the water diffuse in by osmosis. What will happen is jadi gemuk. Kan? Jadi gemuk. Whisking tube tak cantik pun tak apa. Doesn't matter. Right? So you say lah, this is whisking tube. Tubing. Right. Water diffuse in. Because disuruh label what? Right. Water diffuse. Alright. Then after that, this one is your tali ke apa? Tak ada tali tak payahlah. Okay. So this one ni pun whisking tube. Okay, so this one dalam dia tu starch and amylase. Right. So like that lah. Tapi that's the thing. Kalau dia jenis melukis kan, you know what the students will always do? Dia punya before and after ni lebih kurang sama je. Please don't do like that. If your before and after is same, macam mana pemeriksa tu nak bagi markah? Kan? Please, kalau dia, that's why teacher ni memang sengaja lukis gemuk macam ni walaupun tak cantik. Kan? Memang tu untuk menampakkan dia tu ada perbezaan. Alright, to show that there is changes. Right, so don't lah beginning pun sama, dekat end tu pun sama. Kan? Lepas tu kalau dekat sekolah budak tu, teacher you tengok teacher ni lagi gemuk teacher. Tapi saya nampak macam sama je. So please don't let the examiner question your answer. Kan? Kalau you nak jadikan dia gemuk, you pasti dia will be bigger than the original one, then you draw as big as possible. Right. No need to, sikit, 1 sentimeter, 1 mm besar daripada yang sebelumnya. Tak payahlah. Kita tak ada masa lah nak pergi ukur-ukur benda tu. Right. So please, it must be significantly bigger. Right. So this is one way of communicating lah. Alright. So that's why like not everything we can do lah. Yeah. Okay, state the operational definition of semi-permeable membrane. So this is 3 marks. I asked to do the semi-permeable membrane. So this is the facts lah. Semi-permeable membrane allows only specific molecule to pass through. All right. So which is shown by the ability of large starch and maltose diffuse through the whisking tube depending on the size. All right. Ni contoh lah kan. So whether they can diffuse or not. Yang ini ialah RV. Kan, this one is your RV. So yang ini ialah MV lah. Alright, and sorry, water also. Kan, contoh lah kan. This is MV. No, you don't care about the jawapan. No, actually that's the thing. You jangan tengok jawapan sangat. Penting ialah apa? Penting you punya operational definition dia mesti ada fakta. You must have facts. And you must have your MV. And you must have your RV. Itu yang paling penting. Okay, mungkin this operational definition is not that sesuai for here because they don't have MV. Can, don't have MV much, right? But then look at the way to answer. Sama saja, you bagi apa saja pun you must have the fact, anything that is related to the question, and you must have the MV, you must have the RV. Itu saja. Alright, so this is the way to answer the operational definition. So maybe I know because sometimes the experiment is not that suitable for the operational definition in here. But then just I want to explain how to do it lah. Alright, because ini operational definition ni yang budak paling takut. Dia tak tahu macam mana buat. Tapi that's the thing, if you know your MV and RV, throughout your experiment inilah yang you guna. Tak ada benda lain yang kau guna dah. Benda ni je lah kau guna. Alright, this one lah you will be using. Not more than that. Alright. Okay, that's it lah. Alright. Okay, so yeah, follow and subscribe. But then, yalah, honestly, teacher nanti bulan 11 nantilah teacher akan start. Okay, I will be using a lot of YouTube too. Alright. Okay. Alright, I will be using a lot of YouTube ni. I will doing a lot of YouTube. Alright, but not now lah. Alright, not now. Alright, not now. Okay, so I pass back to any questions? Wait, ada tak dekat chat? Attendance link. Alah, attendance paling penting kot. Haha. Kejap, tak ada question. Tak, any questions? Moderator, I pass the session back to you. Mr. Fauzi?
Actually, 2 hari lepas, kami MRSM seluruh Malaysia, kami buat ujian amali. So hope sesi hari ini akan beri penerangan yang lebih lanjut lagi lah berkenaan paper 3.
Dah habis ke belum lagi?
Dah habis dah buat.
Oh, dah habis dah. What chapter did you all choose?
Kita buat osmosis cube tu. Agak block.
Memang osmosis memang highly highlighted this year. Because it's doable. Doable, easy to get the tu kan. So hopefully lah kita punya prediction ni betul lah kot.
So kalau ikut pada penerangan Cikgu Rama, sebenarnya dekat kertas soalan tu banyak information. Jadi pelajar kalau boleh dia baca dulu dan list out, list down MV, RV.
MV, RV is the most important. No matter what, you have to tentukan the MV and RV because like I said, itulah tulang belakang eksperimen itu.
Jadi bila dapat soalan tu, kena baca dululah, dapat soalan kena analyze dulu, baca dulu.
Because selalu pelajar kan apabila dia nampak, apa yang kita tahu tu sudah keluar, dia terus buat. Kan? Tengok tengah-tengah tu stuck kan. So please lah.
And then satu saya nak tanya Teacher Rama lah. Masa kami buat eksperimen baru ni, kalau soalan fiziks, dia kena tutup lampu. Tutup lampu, duduk dalam gelap lah.
Okay.
And then
light lah.
Jadi kalau dalam SPM sebenar, kalau amali SPM sebenar nanti ada tak beritahu buat mana yang dulu?
Tak, sebenarnya actually no. Actually dia tu memang dia tu calon bebas buat yang mana dia nak. So kombinasi eksperimen tu tak baik, tak bagus lah. So these are the limitations lah of because dia kena tiga-tiga pun comply to the surrounding. Because apabila calon, just say one calon masuk, dia tak ambil fizik, dia ambil bio saja. So kita tutup lampu, macam mana dia mau buat?
Yalah.
Kan? So apabila mereka buat soalan ni, they must make sure that it complies to the environment for all the 3 eksperimen tu. Dia bukan one element, you know. The tiga-tiga kepala tu, fizik, kimia, bio ni semua kena duduk tengok. Saya nak buat ni, you punya okey tak? Saya punya ni okey tak? Tiga-tiga okey tak? Baru. Itu sebabnya they cannot choose. Not much selection lah. Right? So that's why what I'm worried is another thing yang mungkin dia boleh ambil daripada menengah rendah yang tidak diagak.
And then
Kssm.
And then ada lagi yang saya dengar cadangan nak buat different days tu, hari lain-lain tu, fizik, kimia, bio. Itu betul.
I don't know whether it will be viable or not. Setakat ni kita masih stick to the 45 minutes and 2.5 hours lah. Because it's very taxing, you know. Kan untuk I don't know lah, for 15 miserable marks, actually I don't think so it's worth all the trouble lah. It's my personal opinion lah kan. Kan. But then yalah, saya faham dia orang punya niat sebenarnya, they want to make sure that the students, because kalau kita tak buat benda ni, nanti student tu pergi tertiary education, mereka tak tahu buat apa, because a lot of normal before this ni kan, because it's very technical paper, so ramai yang tak tahu macam mana nak handle tabung uji pun. Right, so when they go to tertiary education, they having issues lah. Right, but then kena tengok jugalah kekangan di bahagian bawah ni kan, what is the problem kan. Apabila buat lagi 3 chemistry, fizik, bio ni, lagi tak ngam. Kan, we cannot say, because kita mau tutup lampu, you buat fizik dulu. So kalau budak tu dia tak, macam repeat paper kan, dia ambil bio saja. Dia sudah masuk, lepas tu tunggu lampu buka.
Kan, and then masa question chemistry, tutup kipas. Sebab dia ada temperature, ada beza dia. Bila tutup kipas, temperature lebih, dapat reading lebih sikit.
Itulah. These are the limitation lah. That means all the 3 kita tak boleh, macam sekarang mau buat paper amali ni, tak boleh semua tu kena duduk bincang. You punya ni macam mana? You punya ni macam mana? Kan? So these are the limitation, lot of limitation.
Betul. Kita kan 3 paper ni lain situation kan.
Lain situation kan. Ada yang tutup, habis kalau tutup kipas, aduh, tak boleh imagine lah.
Panas lah.
Kan?
Okey lah. Okey, saya kalau dengar daripada pelajar-pelajar, kalau dengar daripada perbincangan daripada Teacher Rama tadi, paper 3 ni sangat membantu kan?
Yes, dia macam it's
boleh
definitely
membantu.
important kalau nak menentukan kita dari A to A+ and so on lah. Kan, tapi one thing guys, advice from my friends ini semua, dia kata please don't leave it empty. Kan, tulislah apa-apa saja. Kan, you never know, mungkin eksperimen itu, mungkin nasib you eksperimen, contohlah kan, eksperimen tu memang seluruh Malaysia tak jadi. Kan, so maybe it will be the advantage, like saya, dia tulis apa pun bagi, contohlah kan. So please don't leave it empty, at least use your theoretical knowledge untuk answer.
Ya.
Kan, itu yang saya cakap dengan student saya. Kalau you memang tak dapat result ke apa, please use your theory saja at least untuk jawab. Just don't leave it empty. Kan, tak dapat result memanglah, tak dapat data nak buat macam mana kan. At least using your previous knowledge tu, you punya observation ke, inference ke, kan, explain sedikit. Jangan just don't leave it empty.
And then satu lagi nasihat Teacher Rama tadi, jangan spot the experiment kan.
Yes. Jangan ingat ini saja, please. Because like I said, because our paper ni dia banyak limited, because most of it is you have to wait for some time and so on. Time constraint kan. So yang paling saya takut ialah dia ambil daripada menengah rendah. Dia boleh. Because kalau di SPKP kita pelajar mempunyai pengetahuan sedia ada, then it even can come for paper 2, even can come for paper 3.
Oh, I see.
So LP can take that. No.
Okay, alright. Okay. So terima kasih kepada Teacher Rama kerana memberi petua-petua webinar untuk paper 2 minggu lepas dan paper 3 hari ini, dan semoga seluruh pelajar-pelajar MRSM se-Malaysia dapat skor A+ in biology, dan juga kepada pelajar-pelajar di sekolah menengah Sains Alam Shah, sekolah Cikgu Rama sendiri.
Thank you lah for the doa ya. Tak apalah, kita exchange blessings lah.
Ya, okay.
So penting Malaysia naik lah kan. Payuh.
For biology.
Ya. Alright, but yalah, please lah, bulan 11 nanti teacher akan banyak lah buat soalan and so on. Saya akan buat video YouTube and so on. So saya akan bagilah pada Puan Tanti, and maybe she will sebar luaskan. So I hope you all can use it as your itulah untuk semasa lepas habis trial kan, you all be receiving mode kan. Semasa itulah kan. So right, okay, thank you so much for having me. Alright, okay. So can I leave the call to now?
Ya, boleh. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Mr. Fauzi. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Mr. Fauzi, diorang minta buka tu link.
Buka apa? Link